SportsEdge.com. Every Thursday morning in the 8 a.m. hour here on WPKY, we bring you the Sideline Report. This is your invitation to join us as we talk sports. Sometimes it's local sports. Sometimes we talk about national sports news. We always have a guest, and you are always invited to listen. The Sideline Report is brought to you in part by ABC Finance, U-Ride, and Bashir Sawmill. I'll be looking for you to join us Thursday mornings at 8:05 for the Sideline Report. You can tune in on 1580, 103.3, or online at WPKYonline.com.
Caldwell Medical Center wants everyone to have access to a happier, healthier life. That's why we're here for you 24/7 when it matters the most. Visit our website, caldwellmedical.com. Learn more about our services or follow us on Facebook.
There's an advantage in being the home team. You know who Emma Talley, Jake Lewis, and Pat Gates are. You've seen the wall around Butler Stadium and have heard of the Caldwell Crazies. Trice Hughes, we're your home team. Here's our home team deal of the week.
2018 Buick Regal, 13,000 miles, Trice priced at $269 per month for 72 months.
Get this home team deal of the week at Trice Hughes. Find us on Highway 91 North, Princeton, or tricehughes.com.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
It's here. The Loyal Listener Big Deal Store is online and waiting for you to shop and buy gift certificates to local businesses. Go to WPKYonline.com. Click on Loyal Listener Big Deals. Here you'll find dozens and dozens of gift certificates. Some you'll even be able to redeem from your smartphone. Shop and buy 24 hours a day and save a ton of money in the process. Save on oil changes, dining out, haircuts, car washes, and more. Our store never closes, but you better hurry. You never know how long each deal will last.
And here is your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast for today. Enjoy that sunshine. High of 41. Clear overnight tonight. Low down to 24. So if you head up to senior night at the Cab as the Tigers take on Livingston Central, do bundle up. Sunshine for tomorrow, a high 48. Great start to the weekend. Small chance of rain moving in Sunday afternoon and evening. And then our rain event begins Sunday night in through Wednesday. Also a chance of snow in the mix by midweek as temperatures start in the upper 40s and continue to drop all week. Again, for today, sunshine, a high 41. It is 23 and clear. WPKY.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Penny Ryle District Health.
YourSportsEdge.com. We promised a new day in local sports coverage, and we delivered. But don't take our word for it.
SportsEdge.com allows me to stay in contact with my community a little closer. As a teacher at the school, I love seeing the students in their activities that are extracurricular outside the school hours in whatever sport.
It gives me a chance to watch football games when I'm not able to be there.
YourSportsEdge.com.
1580 103.3 WPKY, Tess and Ty, and we've got one of our good friends here with us for Coffee Talk this morning, Mr. Josh Cook from Modern Woodman of the World. How are you?
I'm great. How are
You're a man of the world.
Josh.
You're a woodman of the world.
That's
How
right.
about that?
That's right.
You guys are at it again, though, and I love what you do in the community. And this isn't the first time you've pulled this year, Mister. You've been doing this a lot in our community. And what are you giving to this time?
So the junior class is hosting their murder mystery dinner theater tomorrow night. And J.J. Griggs contacted me and said, hey, is there any way you can help us out with something, to match some funds? And I said, sure, I've got plenty of matching funds out there. So tomorrow night for all the tickets that's sold, we're going to match up to $250.
Wow.
So pretty much it's a check for $250 just to give back and say, hey, Modern Woodman is happy to help and be a part of this.
What that's several tickets that you're matching the money
exactly.
for. And several people that walk through the door and buy those tickets, and your organization is saying, look, we'll match it.
Yep. Exactly. That's all it is.
I love seeing that because that goes straight to the junior class. And Ty, I mean, you've got one of those. It doesn't just go for prom, right?
No. They do fundraisers all through. They have to raise some funds for their senior trip and things such as that. So it's going to go for that. And of course, every bit of that, the matching funds is going to help that class to get what they need to get done for the prom, and then of course for future events that they have. And it's just a good thing that Modern Woodman is doing to get that done.
Well, I'll tell you that I think that's a huge help to parents
Yes.
because you talk about some expensive stuff. As juniors, see, the senior year gets even worse.
Oh, yeah.
And it's $200 this and $200 that, and candy bars seem to
Constant.
cost $20 anymore. I mean, it really does. It helps parents out when you've got something like that will help out prom. They're not done in from the parents, and when they're helping out senior trips, that lets some kids go in the community
It does.
that normally wouldn't get to go.
Well, and that's what we're all about, is just helping the community and helping whoever, not just our members, but helping the communities that we're involved in. And so, I was telling you earlier, Modern Woodman just gives us so many resources to give back to the communities that we are involved in. And I think that's just a phenomenal thing, because you see very few companies, especially corporate companies that's all over the nation, give back to small town communities like this.
Well, and when we were talking about it earlier, we were talking about the backpacks. And of course, if you didn't hear, Woodman of the World, I think I screamed it to the rooftops, but in case you missed it, they gave some backpacks to the Special Olympics, which worked out perfect because then they could put their warm-ups on there, and their tennis shoes that they don't need to be wearing out in the mud,
Exactly.
Their court shoes. So they were able to put those in there, and it was perfect. So, in that instance, it might not have been cash, but it was exactly what they needed.
Yes, and that's what we try to strive for. We have several opportunities within our organization to give back. We have several supplies like backpacks that they allow me just to give away. If I see a need, I can order those and give those away. So it's pretty neat. We have several service projects that's coming up. I don't have all of them planned out yet. We have matching funds. So, if you or your organization have something that's coming up to benefit a non-profit organization, give me a call, see if I've still got some funds available. And if I do, I'll be happy to do a matching fund.
Well, and you never know. He might have something like that would fit your organization as well, because that was perfect timing.
Yes.
No doubt about it. And of course, we were talking about the money for the prom and the senior trip. I think the senior trip traditionally has been that trip to Holiday World,
right,
is what they normally do. So think about the class members that have that opportunity and the generosity of your corporation to provide those funds so that everybody can go on that trip and have a good time.
Well, when you think about it, look around the classes and look around, and think about who's in class with your kids. That, would you want them to not be able to go?
Exactly.
Because sometimes it means, a kid going on the class trip with the rest of his classmates, or we need to get your cap and gown, and so we have to make choices, and that's a reality in most of our households these days. I mean, that's just something that you have to do as parents. And as much as we want to give them everything, sometimes we can't. But this really kind of makes it where we can.
Yes.
And now you're all about, trying to make people figure out how to make X and Y add up to Z, right?
Exactly. I'm all about numbers and trying to make sure that I can help you maximize what you do have to make sure that your family's protected in the long haul. That's one of my jobs, is to protect you and your families. So.
He says one of, because he's got 25 of them. But I think that makes you well-rounded, and I think that makes you understand the community that you live in a little bit better.
I tell people all the time, I was raised by two great parents. Mom and Dad instilled in us some values that I will take with me for the rest of my life. And one of those was on Saturday mornings, we was up and you was out working and you was helping an elderly person from church, or my great-grandparents, or Dad always instilled with us that you always put others first. And so we was always out helping, and I think that's what has gave me the motivation to get out and help others. And then Mom, of course, being in banking for 35 plus years, we always on Saturday mornings had our 3 jars, and we got like $5 allowance every week for helping around the house, and you had to put 10% to the church. That was the first thing you did, and then you had a savings jar that you put 50% in, and then your spending that you put 40% in. And I remember I was a little kid and I just didn't understand, why did you have to put more in savings than in your spending? But Mom's always instilled that in us.
And now you got older and you're like, wow,
this was smart.
That lady, she wasn't just pretty; she was smart too, huh?
Exactly.
Well, and when you start early, that kind of mindset, it can really make a difference when you're older.
That does. And Modern Woodman, that's one thing. Whenever I came on with the company almost 4 years ago, I looked at several aspects of it, and teaching young kids how to plan is something we do. We have I've been to the schools and talking with Melissa Thomas and Christy Phelps and some of the teachers and saying, hey, we've got financial literacy programs that are free. We donate them to the school, as many as you need every year, and they teach you about financial literacy and patriotism and, civics, everything. And we even offer to come in and teach those classes for them. So hey, kids, you've got to start saving.
Well, and, some of these high school kids that are looking for, what do I want to do forever?
Exactly.
Come and talk to you, right?
Yes.
I mean, there's opportunities, and goodness, you have 25 different hats. Surely to goodness, you can help them put one on.
Well, and I taught a youth class at church on Wednesday night, and I told the guys that was
Number
in
26, yes.
And, I was just telling them, I said, guys, I'm here for you. And I would tell any kid that. I've always had a heart for kids, love kids. Come talk. I've done everything underneath the sun, as far as from mowing your lawn from a little kid to landscaping to the funeral business to this business. So I do a lot of things and wear many hats.
He's being modest. He also works with special needs kids, too. He's a pretty special guy.
Yeah. No doubt about it. And a large part of this community wearing all those many hats, Modern Woodman being one of them. But you'll see Josh around serving his community and giving back to the community, and we certainly appreciate that.
Oh, what's next, Superman?
Well, I'm not sure. I've got some planning today that's going to be laid out and see. I saw some things going on Facebook yesterday that's coming up, and so I'm going to be contacting some people today going, hey, you want some free money?
Well, yeah. Do they ever say no?
Well, very rarely.
Well, I'm just wondering if I can get on the list.
Yeah.
No. So we'll try to do as much of that as we can. And we're always looking for new members. And as I was telling you earlier, that's having just a simple product with us. Not expensive. You can always contact me. But the more members we have here local, the more money the company gives me to give back to the community.
Oh, I think that sounds fantastic. There's some young members that could be signing up. You're welcome. I'm bringing your customers to you this morning. I'm just going to file them through the front door.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank
we
you.
sure appreciate it.
it.
I don't get to see him enough. Tell your beautiful wife we said hello to.
I will do that.
I think that's probably one of his successes there too. What do you think?
There you go. Why not?
I won't see her until 10:30 tonight, so
Well, God bless her.
Yes.
Hey, we look forward to it, and thank you so much for all that you do and Modern
y'all.
Woodman of the world. Give them a phone number, an email address, a website, and all that good stuff.
So you can always contact me on my cell, which is 270-350-6590. I'm always here local in town, so you can stop by and see me, give me a call, and we'll meet up for coffee or Coke and see how I can help you.
Well, thank you so much again, Josh
Thank
Cook,
y'all.
Modern Woodman of the world. Stick around. I see some ag kids. I see FFA, our future farmers of America. Hang out. You can see them too. 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Hey guys, Heidi with Capitol Cinemas here, your local Princeton movie theater with your weekend lineup. In Cinema 1, Sonic the Hedgehog PG shows Friday at 6:15 and 8:45, Saturday at 1:15, 3:45, 6:15 and 8:45, Sunday at 1:15, 3:45 and 6:15. Sonic will show in Cinema 3 on Sunday. In Cinema 2, Birds of Prey rated R shows Friday at 6:15 and 8:45, Saturday at 1:15, 3:45, 6:15 and 8:45, Sunday at 1:15, 3:45 and 6:15. In Cinema 3, Little Women PG shows Friday at 6:15 and 9, Saturday and Sunday at 1:15, 4 and 6:45. Little Women will show in Cinema 1 all day Sunday. Call during showtime hours at 270-365-0200 or visit us at capitalcinemas.net. Thanks for listening. See you at the show.
Have you been to Big Deal Store yet? Go to WPKYOnline.com and click on Loyal Listener Big Deals. The other day, I redeemed a gift certificate on my smartphone. It was so easy. Thanks to Loyal Listener Big Deals, I found new places to eat, have fun, take the family out, and get my car fixed. With Loyal Listener Big Deals, you can save money and try new businesses. Go to WPKYOnline.com. But you better hurry. You never know how long each deal will last.
Need cash fast? Get the money you need. Call ABC Finance now.
Life doesn't always go as planned, and sometimes money is tight when you need it most.
At ABC Finance, we're here for you.
Hi, this is Jody Lamb at the Princeton ABC Finance location.
And this is Todd Morris at the Hopkinsville location.
And we can help you in a pinch, even if your credit is less than perfect.
At ABC Finance, we provide loans up to $15,000 and the individual attention to help you get your finances back on track.
We are locally owned and staffed, and decisions are made quickly, usually within an hour.
No appointment is needed. Walk-ins are welcome.
You can even give us a call, and we will take your application over the phone.
Or you can apply online at abcfinanceonline.com.
And like ABC Finance on Facebook.
ABC Finance in Hopkinsville on Fort Campbell Boulevard next to O'Charlie's and in Princeton Plaza. ABC Finance. All loans subject to normal credit approval.
And here's your WPKY Weather Center forecast. Enjoy that sunshine today, a high near 41, and then clear overnight tonight. Low down to 24. So bundle up if you're heading out for senior night out at the Cab for the game. Saturday looks like sunshine, a high near 48, and a small chance of rain moving in afternoon on Sunday. And in the evening hours, a high 53 Sunday. And then a significant rain event begins overnight Sunday through Wednesday. Chance of snow actually in the mix by midweek as temperatures start in the upper 40s and then continue to fall throughout the week. Again, for today, enjoy those sunny skies, a high 41, 23, and sunny at WPKY.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Brantley Furniture.
1580 103.3 WPKY, Tess and Ty and Coffee Talk, and we got a house full, and I love it that way, Ty. We've got our ag department, our Caldwell County High School is here with us this morning. Miss Megan, how are you, lady?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good, Miss Megan Wood, and tell everybody what you do.
Well, I am one of the ag teachers at Caldwell County High School. There's two of us, Wes York and myself, and we run our agriculture program and our FFA chapter. We're quite busy all the time, which is how we like it, and we get to work with really great kids like the ones we have here.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a couple of different reasons why they're here, and actually 3 or 4. So we're just going to hang on to all of them for a while. But one of the things that we did, Ty, you got to hang out with some of these kids too, because there was a speech contest, right?
There was. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of going out and judging some of the speeches out at the FFA chapter yesterday afternoon. Fantastic to see the kids do impromptu speeches as well as some extemporaneous speeches, and the topics were very, very difficult, but I can tell you what, I was impressed with each and every young person that was out there doing those speeches, because it's not easy to pull an envelope out, get a couple of topics, and then throw together a 3 minutes speech or so, and to put that all in order and do it right off the top of your head. Very impressed, and I know that our FFA chapter is doing a great job in securing these young people's future to get up and stand in front of a group of people. That's one of the most important things that you can do as an adult, is to get up in front of a group and feel comfortable, and they're getting it done out there at the Caldwell County FFA chapter.
Well, I'll tell you, Megan and I talked a couple of weeks ago, and I told her, I was like, that's how I started, was I actually got into FFA and won a speech contest years and years and years ago, and here I look what I'm doing. So, I mean, you never know. And mine was about strawberries and horticulture. Had nothing to do with radio or communications, but it prepared me for other things. And I think that's what's important. Why don't you tell everybody what your names are?
I'm Hannah Cotton.
Oh, wait a minute, Hannah. We couldn't hear you.
Sorry.
Don't apologize. Come on, tell me what your name is.
I'm Hannah Cotton. I'm a junior at Caldwell County High School.
There you go.
I'm Cassidy Jackson, and I'm a senior at Caldwell County High School.
I'm Katie Chamberlain. I'm a sophomore at Caldwell County High School.
I'm Noah Peak, and I'm a sophomore at Caldwell County High School.
Well, you guys did amazing, and I know that there's several of you that did the speeches, and so now Ty, you were there though? You were judging, right?
Some of them, yes.
Okay, so what subject did you do? Now, Noah, what subject did you end up? Now, this is impromptu, right?
Yeah, so I was able to participate in the ag mechanics impromptu, and what I find most neat about it is you don't have to necessarily do with mechanics on a day-to-day basis. As myself, I don't really mess with engines a whole lot, but it's just able to take that information, prepare it in a speech, and be able to present it in time that you need.
Now, where'd you learn about that? Did you take a class maybe in high school on engines? Or
Yeah, we're able to have various engine programs through our shop that Mr. York is able to teach, and then we're able to pull information from the internet and other resources to be able to find all of our information that we need.
I'll tell you what, that's difficult right there.
Absolutely, it is. And it's really neat that there's about 16 topics that these kids get to speak on. And some of them have zero experience with that specific topic personally, but they get to research on their own. That's one of the reasons why I love impromptus, because it's not a team activity. We have lots of team activities, but this one's individual, which means the kid can work as hard on it or as little as they want. And we've been pretty successful. Cassidy Jackson has been competing at the state level for how many years now?
I've done it for 3 years now and hopefully going for my 4th.
Wow.
So that means that she competed at the state level her freshman year. So very first time she competed at the state level. We usually have between 6 and 8 kids compete at the state level. Our regional competition is March 6th. All the kids that competed last night will compete at the regional level, and they'll compete against 9 other chapters in our region and hopefully go on to the state competition in June.
Well, Miss Trimble, what was your subject?
So I did swine impromptu, and I would say I have one of the bigger advantages of all the kids in the program, because at home we raise pigs, and so I already have the experience and I know a lot of what I need to know to already do impromptus.
Did that make you more confident?
I think so, it does, in the competition setting, yeah.
When you can go out and put eyes on and hands on that animal, and you kind of, it just makes you more comfortable, doesn't it?
It helps you tell stories in your speeches, and you can relate more to the judges, and I think they like that a lot more.
But now, have you had a swine class in ag as well?
We did small animal, and then there's also an animal science class that I plan on taking next year. But a lot of my experiences come from working on the farm and doing everything I love at
Being
home.
a Trimble.
Yeah, being
right?
a Trimble, yeah.
So how about you? Now, what was your speech on?
I do small animal impromptus. And mine was talking about promoting good psychological health for your animals. And I do particularly dogs, because that's what I know more about.
Wow. So how do you know a lot about dogs?
I've had dogs my entire life. When I was younger, I went and volunteered at the animal shelter. My mom and dad, my mom especially, she used to raise dogs. She raised anything from Rottweilers to something like to little Yorkies and stuff like that. And so having her help me with that too, and then just learning on my own how to take care of my dogs and stuff like that, because I've had various different breeds in my lifetime.
I think that's amazing. What's your favorite breed?
Well, I loved my golden retriever, but I have a Bichon Frise, and she's just the absolute best. I love her to death. She's
adorable.
I know, she's so cute.
I should see, if I'd have known that, I would have said, I think we need to see it to believe it. You should bring that this morning.
I mean, I'll go get her for you if you'd like.
I love that. So what about you?
I did not participate in the speech contest last night, but I'm hoping to write a speech. Miss Woods persuaded me to do one of the personal speeches, which you get to pick your topic, any topic, and you have to memorize it.
Oh, wow.
And say it to the judges.
It's called Prepared Public, and it's usually about a 5 to 6 page speech about an agriculture issue or a topic that the student's passionate about. Last year, the student that won the state prepared public speech actually spoke about farmer suicide and how those levels were increasing. So that student had researched all that stuff and then presented. So whatever they're passionate about. So we'll see what Hannah decides to pick.
I'm excited, because I might know a couple of things she's interested in. So I'm wondering which direction she's going to go with it. What are some of your favorite things that you learn in ag?
I really like learning about the animals, because I raise rabbits, and I have several rabbits, and I've had several rabbits over the years. So getting to learn more about how to take care of small animals and larger animals really helps out with my future.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, that was like the one part of my day that I really enjoyed in high school, and I would take every single ag class they would let me get my hands on. Is that the way you guys are too?
Oh, definitely.
Those are like the classes I never slept in. Yeah. I'm sorry, Mr. Bond. But those are the ones that I was interested in, and maybe that's why I did better, on that side of it. But you learn things. It's not just how to pet the dog. I mean, you guys are really learning skills that can take you somewhere. What do you want to be when you grow up, Miss Cotton?
I want to be a forensic scientist, but I also want to do other stuff like outside of just that.
Well, hello. I mean, that's some high, lofty goals, but I don't see why not. You know, you're smart, you're intelligent. Why not, Cassidy?
I want to be a double major, actually. I want to do agricultural law and criminal justice.
Oh, hello. Yeah, top that one, Trimble. She goes, wow, look at that. I didn't know that. What are you going to do?
I plan on being a veterinarian.
Oh, I love that. Well, how about you, Mr. Peak?
I hopefully will be able to be an agriculture educator myself, being an ag teacher in the classroom.
Oh, that just warmed Wes York's heart right there.
I think I'm his mentor. It's me.
It's definitely you, Miss Lloyd.
I can say that because he's not here.
Well, how about what's next for you? I mean, because I know there's some more things that I want to talk about the, that's going on in that department as well. But what's next for you all? What's the next big goal? Now, you said your speech and the personal speech is coming up. What about you all now that you've, you're big winners and already done all your speeches and all of that good stuff? What's next for you?
I want to win at regionals and go to state like I did last year.
Go, girl.
In addition to that, they're not thinking about this. They also have proficiencies coming up and some state degrees. So why don't y'all tell them about that?
So proficiencies are like a business you have started outside of school, and you keep track and you keep your records, and then you will enter a competition in the area of which your business is. So like I have a pig business at home, so my proficiency is breeding and showing swine. So I will enter that into the swine area at regionals in Murray, and if I win, I go to state, and whoever has the best business and the most prepared and the best records gets to win.
So let me clarify. There are 54 topics, and they fit into 3 categories. Placement, which means you work for someone else. Entrepreneurship, so you own the business, like what Katie's talking about. And then research, which can be research on a lot of different things. So Cassidy actually competes in placement.
Yes.
You want to tell them about it?
I'm employed actually at Taco John's, and so when I went and did my proficiency, I did 100% placement. So I'm employed there, that's my job, and when I went and did my proficiency, I had to include a bunch of information about my job, what I'm supposed to do, because that's one of the main categories is explaining your job and how it's important to the agriculture industry, and working in the food industry is also obviously very important, and it's the reason agriculturalists are the reason that we are able to have the industries that we have, the reason that we are able to have the fast foods and the food that goes on our plate. So that's a really important aspect of being in agriculture, in my opinion.
Kathy Lewis is hiring some smart kids out there, isn't she?
She is. She is.
Noah Peak, what about you, buddy?
Mine's more towards, since we've got our new CNC machine woodcut, I've kind of taken with that and going to try to do a proficiency based off of that, being able to work with Mr. York and be able to learn different types of carvings I'm able to do, and try to just be able to sell those, and then eventually maybe lead this to me being able to buy my own and then run my own business.
Well, I'll tell you, I think that's fantastic, because that is one of those things that working with your hands is a skill that I think is some people take for granted sometimes. And I think that's something that's difficult, but I guarantee you've got a pretty good teacher, huh?
I've probably got the best one, I think, in the state, honestly. He's pretty good.
Look at that.
He's talking about him, York.
Yeah, I'm talking about York. I've got 2 great ones. They're both great.
I'm telling you, he doesn't. Wes doesn't never even know shows up. He never has to.
Well, I know there's 2 fabulous. We are so blessed in Caldwell County. I mean, there's a lot of great ag teachers out there, but this program out at Caldwell County High School for years now has produced lots of winnings at the state level. We have produced state officers, national recognition by our FFA chapter, and we're going to, of course, talk about that because it's National FFA Week coming up this next week, I do believe, and we're going to talk about that. But you talked also about the new wood equipment out there. You all have some new equipment, and you've done some cutouts, and you've done all kinds of things out there. So tell us about some of the new things and that you have gotten out there in the shop, and how you're implementing that with the FFA chapter.
I tell you what, I'm gonna put a pin in that for just a second. Hang on just a second. We're gonna take a break. So then we're going to change gears for a few minutes. When we come back, I want to talk about not only the new cutting equipment that you've got out there, but I also want to talk about the greenhouse for a second, too, because that's a huge thing for you guys. So stick around. It's FFA Week, the Ag Department, Megan Wood, and the kids from the Caldwell County High School. Stick around. 1580 103.3 WPKY.
This is Todd Griffin with your SportsEdge.com. Every Thursday morning in the 8 a.m. hour here on WPKY, we bring you the Sideline Report. This is your invitation to join us as we talk sports. Sometimes it's local sports. Sometimes we talk about national sports news. We always have a guest, and you are always invited to listen. The Sideline Report is brought to you in part by ABC Finance, U-Ride, and Bashir Sawmill. I'll be looking for you to join us Thursday mornings at 8:05 for the Sideline Report. You can tune in on 1580, 103.3, or online at WPKYonline.com.
Do the winter blues have you down? You're not alone. Seasonal depression affects many people. If you're experiencing periods of low energy, social withdrawal, hypersomnia, or other symptoms of depression, seek help at one of our licensed professionals. Call 1-877-667-7071 to schedule an appointment at one of our 8 convenient locations in Western Kentucky. At Health First, your health is our first concern.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
It's here. The Loyal Listener Big Deal Store is online and waiting for you to shop and buy gift certificates to local businesses. Go to WPKYonline.com. Click on Loyal Listener Big Deals. Here you'll find dozens and dozens of gift certificates. Some you'll even be able to redeem from your smartphone. Shop and buy 24 hours a day and save a ton of money in the process. Save on oil changes, dining out, haircuts, car washes, and more. Our store never closes. But you better hurry. You never know how long each deal will last.
Your home team at Trice Hughes wants to help you stretch your vehicle budget as far as it will go. That's why they offer a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs under $10,000. As always, financing is not a problem. If you're receiving a tax refund and need a vehicle, your first stop should be with your home team at Trice Hughes. Vehicles under $10,000.
Buy your next vehicle from the home team. Find them on Highway 91 North, Princeton, or at tricehughes.com.
1580 103.3 WPKY, Tess and Ty. And I'll tell you, we're kind of telling on each other in the studio about who's neighbors with who and what everybody's doing. I even told on somebody's daddy and what a little booger he used to be when he was a kid. But that's the beauty of it, is it doesn't change, does it? Not really. No. I mean, the kids change and the teachers change. But really and truly, the Ag Department and what they do for the kids here at Caldwell County High School and FFA and what that means for them later on, that really hasn't changed. It just seems like the only change that it might have is that it gets better and they have more opportunities.
Yeah, a couple years ago, we put on the back of a sweatshirt, tradition doesn't graduate. And I truly feel like that's probably our mantra every year because we have consistently had successful students. I went to Caldwell County High School. Mr. York was one of my ag teachers as well as Gary Baker. Randomly, my grandfather, my dad, and myself were all chapter presidents. My sister-in-law was in the FFA. She was a chapter president. My brother was involved. And hopefully I'll get to teach my nephews one day. So
that's awesome.
Because of these students, we are continuously successful because we don't have, we have a very specific type of student, a hard worker. We don't have lazy kids in our classrooms. We have kids that want to be involved. You talked about working with your hands. They definitely do that. And because of the programs that we have in the Ag Department, they can be involved with their hands, like the greenhouse and the CNC machine, and then their individual projects.
Well, I know we talk about, we have farms and that sort of thing when we grow up. But you know what? Your family doesn't have to have 1,000-acre farms and 3 different combines to be a part of that.
No.
And I want to stress that because I know some kids think that's, that you can't get into ag classes and you can't get into FFA without that, and that's just not true.
No, actually, I believe Katie is the only one that lives on a farm and is directly involved in agriculture, and then everyone else kind of took to the ag class. Mr. York doesn't live on a farm, but I do. So we kind of get the best of all worlds.
I think she called him a lightweight. I think that's what I heard. She called him green, But no, I mean, really and truly, if they don't have that at home, they can really be a part of the agriculture community in so many different ways. When you were talking about forensics and that sort of thing, those are real jobs, and somebody has got to test the soil. So we got to have somebody that's good at science and chemistry, right?
We have an entire research farm here in Caldwell County full of scientists that might not have grew up on a farm, but they have a direct impact in agriculture every day.
Okay, well, the greenhouse. Now, that's something that it seems to be pretty successful every year.
Extremely successful. I think last year, our opening day, I sold out of my ferns in 40 minutes.
Wow. Now, is there a waiting list? I'm all joking aside. Is there a waiting list that people can get on, or is it just
We are so busy that day, I cannot create a waiting list. I don't have to, so I don't. Plus, we have lots of different students, some that take a greenhouse class and some that do not, that on the day that we open, and then throughout the entire season of it being open, they might work the greenhouse, and some of them are not as familiar with plants as others. Plus, they don't know everyone, and I have students that don't necessarily want to tell a customer, I'm sorry, you can't buy that. So we don't hold plants, and we don't have a waiting list for plants. It's first come, first serve. I think the girls are actually going to talk about the greenhouse. Girls?
Well, the high tunnels in the greenhouses now, that's become very popular, right?
It has. It's been, especially in our county, we've got a lot of, even my students, a lot of adults in the county that are growing in a high tunnel greenhouse.
Helped.
Yeah, the grant program that's from the FSA office, they are allowing a lot of individuals to grow right out of the ground into a high tunnel greenhouse year round. And it's been really successful for our community. I know you can buy fresh vegetables all over town. Our farmers market, a kick to them. They are doing fantastic. Katie sits up at the farmers market with her mom all the time. They are an excellent service to our community.
Well, what do you all do in the greenhouse? What's your favorite parts of it? Maybe what all do you plant? What all do you do?
In our greenhouse, we have a variety of different plants. Miss Woods mentioned our ferns, but we have a lot more. We have Gerber daisies. We have wave petunias. We've got colas and impatiens, which they come in like packs of 6, and the impatiens, they bud like crazy, and you have to pick those before they bud before a certain time and stuff like that. Those are a lot of work, but it's a lot of rewarding work, because at the end of the day, when it comes time for opening at the week after spring break, then you get to see all these people come in. You get to see that all the work that you've put into that greenhouse and all the plants that you have helped germinate and make sure that they're healthy, you get to see all that go, and you get to see that go to places where you know that people are going to be really excited about getting those. I've seen a lot of people come in and get them as gifts for their moms or for their grandmothers or something like that, and so that's really rewarding. It's really good to see that happen, and then learning about the process of how I'm going to get my plants to grow healthy. That's just honestly one of my favorite things about being in the greenhouses. I've always loved plants and being around them and stuff like that, and now, having taken the greenhouse class for 2 years, I was able to figure out how to properly care for all my plants. I've got an aloe plant and a snake plant at home, and those are still just going crazy, and it's all because the Miss Woods in the horticulture class is showing me how to properly take care for my plants, which is really, really important.
I'll tell you, sometimes you got to buy a bigger house with some of those if they grow big enough, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pruning. That should be the next class. She needs a pruning class. No, but Miss Cotton, now how about you? What does the greenhouse mean to you?
I've met so many people through that program, and I've learned so much. I thought, a lot of people think that when you just get a flower, you just water and it's there. There's so much to go in to caring for your plant. You have to do all this stuff. You have to grow them a certain way. You have to pick them a certain way and all this. And it's taught me so much with how plants work. And we've learned what kind of flowers are all kind of, we do seed tests and plant tests and all this. And it's a little crazy sometimes in there, but we love each other, and it's like a community.
Miss Trimble, is it as simple as just put a seed in the ground, water it, and it'll grow? Is it that simple?
No, it's not that simple. I haven't taken the greenhouse class yet, but I plan to in the future, next year or senior year. But from my experience at home, it takes a lot of time to keep the plants growing and to harvest them and to take them and sell them at the farmer's market, like at what Trimble Farms we do at home. So I think that the greenhouse grant is so good, because we have that. We just put up a new greenhouse this winter, and we're going to use it. So we have 2 greenhouses now at home. And I can't wait to take the greenhouse class in high school.
I'm so excited for these kids. I really am, Megan. When does the greenhouse open up?
So the greenhouse opens up the Monday after spring break at 10 o'clock, and I do not remember what that date is. April 12th. April 12th, kiddos know. We're going to do it 10 o'clock because first thing in the morning is my Principles of Ag class, and they are learning. They are freshmen. And last year, the first day we opened, those 40 wild minutes of Ferns leaving, I just had a bunch of freshmen in there, and it was the most difficult day ever. And I thought, okay, let's slow down. Let's take a little step back, and we're going to open up at 10 on April 12th instead.
It's like Black Friday, but enclosed in a greenhouse.
I never imagined. And we only take cash or check. So we even had some people coming in and saying, "Oh my gosh, I don't have any cash." I said, "Well, you're going to have to." And they would have people hold their stuff. It was crazy. I
want to tell you, you've become very popular, and I think there's another department with the new tools that they've got that are going to become very popular very quickly.
Absolutely. Our agriculture shop, so we have different pathways.
Right.
We have a horticulture pathway, we have an ag power pathway, animal science pathway, and then an ag business pathway. And in our ag power pathway, our shop class, we teach engines, welding, some electricity, some plumbing, and then some woodworking, all in one class. And we received a grant. Thank you to Miss Tammy Sanders. She is the best thing that has happened to Caldwell County in a long time because she is a phenomenal grant writer. So shout out to her. But she helped us create a grant through the Monsanto grant that we purchased a CNC wood cutter. Now, when Mr. York said, "This is what I want," I said, "Okay, great." I had no idea what he was talking about, but now I've learned through Noah, who's actually taught me how to use the program, which is a great thing about our students. They are go-getters, they learn it themselves, and they're willing to teach other people, especially old people like me. So he taught me how to use the program, but they actually design whatever the machine is going to cut out. It carves, it completely cuts through, it'll even do 3D images. We haven't even got that part out of the box yet. But it will design on the computer what you need, and it'll show you a 3D version of it. And that part in itself, you would think an agriculture class doesn't need any kind of computer design in it. But believe it or not, it's fabrication of that.
That is the future right there.
Before Noah talks all about that, I will also say that last week we got the finishing touches of an additional grant that will help us get a metal cutting machine. So hopefully that will be in the ag department before May is over.
Game changer, Noah.
So our kids can not only do wood, but they can also do metal cutting fabrication.
Noah Pink, I'm coming out and hanging out with you, buddy. I'll tell you that when you talk about those kind of tools, that's where the future comes in.
Yes.
The FFA. I mean, really and truly, it is. Tell us what you're doing and what you're selling over there at the ag department with the new toy. I'll call them big boy toys. How about that? Or big girl toys.
So with our big boy toys we got going here, it was really cool at the beginning because this was Mr. York. He basically told me he got it all simple. He tells me, just go. He basically tells me, figure it out. And so I did. I was able to watch very videos that I needed. And that's why I think what's neat about it is once you get a hold of it, you are able to run with it, and there's so many possibilities that are out there. And what's crazy is the wood cutting itself isn't the big part of it. The big part is the 90% of it is just working on that computer and figuring out, do I want to look like this, and various ways you can get that machine to cut stuff out.
I'm going to tell you what, creativity it abounds in this room. And Meg and I, we're so proud for you, and we'll say hi to Wes and tell him how proud we are for you guys because of these kids. They're amazing. And this is not all of your children, right?
Oh, no. This is a very small part of our FFA chapter. We currently have 104 members. I put 2 more members into our roster yesterday. I'll tell you some of the success that we've had this year already and some of the things that we're working towards. March 6th, obviously, we mentioned the speaking contest. We have a junior and a senior parliamentary procedure team. Right now, they could go in and tell about any government or
Cassidy's
any church. They could tell them how to run a meeting. They're phenomenal. We will also be competing in Murray Field Day in late April. I believe it's April 20th. you are looking at a group of students right now that are Murray Field Day 3-time back-to-back champions for their overall competition, which is difficult to keep that title because I believe it's 4 states and about 60 chapters that compete there. So Caldwell County's bringing home that overall title every year. We have a poultry team that will be competing at that competition, and we have won the state poultry judging competition multiple years, and we're hoping to bring home the title this year. And then our horse judging team, which Katie Trimble is a member of, won the state horse judging competition in November, and they will be competing in October in Indianapolis. Katie, you got anything to say towards that?
So for horse judging, you have to evaluate the horse and the conformation of the horse. But then also at the national competition, it's a little different than what we did at state. So we have to work as a team and figure out and answer problems that they give us about diseases in horses and breeding and management and all the things it takes to raise a horse. So right now we're just looking for sponsors and people who will donate money to our cause because it is expensive to have to pay to go to nationals, but we would also like to get money to travel to Lexington and see all those horse farms and experience and practice to prepare for nationals because we are the horse state of the country and we want to represent Kentucky the best we can. So we need to get out there and practice and win the competition.
I am so proud of all of you. I really do. I'm telling you, we need to have you back like at least once a week to get through all of it. We really do because there's so much of it.
Yeah, National FFA Week's next week. We've got dress-up days planned every day this next week. We also have a green hand and a chapter degree ceremony on Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. It's the same night as the high school's parent-teacher conference. We kind of thought if we already had parents there, we might as well throw in a degree ceremony, and it's during National FFA Week, so why not? We have got some other activities planned. They're not all set in stone yet, so I won't announce those. But National FFA Week's next week, so if you see an Ag student or an FFA member in town, tell them happy National FFA Week.
Hey, look for that corduroy jacket. That's a pretty proud, hard-worked and hard-earned jacket in a lot of ways.
It's very unique that jacket has not been changed. And a lot of students will say, well, I don't wear that old corduroy jacket.
Oh,
well,
come on.
They're not members. These kids never say that. They'll even say, hey, can we wear our jackets on Friday? Sure, why not? Just because. There's tradition in that jacket. It's really cool that it's the same jacket. It hasn't changed for 60 years, and these students are still very proud to zip that thing up.
Hey, I'm proud I've got one. Thank you very much. Ty's got one as well. I think that's one of those things that you got to be proud of, and we're proud of you guys. That's so good. Bring them back, would you? And you come back and see us. Sure. Of course, the Caldwell County Ag Department, if they've got questions on how to buy maybe your the woodwork that Noah's working on over there, or the flowers in the greenhouse from Miss Cassidy and Miss Cotton and Miss Trimble, what do they do?
We have 2 Facebook pages. It's one of the best ways that we can advertise our product to multiple individuals, and we also have order forms on there. So our Agriculture Department Facebook page is CCHS Agriculture Department, and our Greenhouse Facebook page is Caldwell County High School Greenhouse. There's lots of them out there, but if you will like or follow those pages, you can see lots of updates, price sheets and items that we have. You can also call the high school. Our agriculture department phone number is 365-8015, or you can send myself or Mr. York an email if you need it, or just call the high school and ask for the agriculture department, and we will point you in the right direction.
I promise you, if you're looking at all, you're going to find them in one way or the other, and they will answer your messages and answer the phones and all that good stuff, and it's easy to find them on Facebook as well. So, hey, we're proud of you. Thank you so much for being here today. It's Tess and Ty and Coffee Talk, and thanks so much. Of course, Miss Megan Wood. Wes, we missed you, buddy. We hope you're here next time, and of course, give your mamas and daddies your name one more time. Miss Cotton, start with you.
Hannah Cotton, and thank you for letting me be here.
I'm Cassidy Jackson. Thank y'all for having us.
I'm Katie Trimble. Thank you for having me.
I'm Noah Pekin. Thank you very much.
Serving Caldwell County since 1950. We're 1580, 103.3 WPKY Princeton.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Members of the House Intelligence Committee are told the Russian government is using disinformation trying to help re-elect President Trump.
On Fox's Laura Ingraham, Republican Congressman Devin Nunes wondered if the nation is up to no good.
Why did they let the Republicans lose the House of Representatives?
Joseph McGuire was ousted as acting director of national intelligence after the briefing. House Intelligence Committee Chair Democrat Adam Schiff tweeted, if the president is interfering with the intelligence community's ability to warn, he is again jeopardizing our efforts to stop foreign meddling.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. Ahead of tomorrow's Nevada caucuses, Joe Biden says he'll work to stop gun violence like the 2017 mass shooting in Las Vegas.
I've been the National Rifle Association nationally twice, passed meaningful gun legislation at a federal level, and I'll do it again.
He was joined by relatives of gun violence victims. America's listening to Fox News.
America is a great big country
filled with all kinds of different people.
And we all count.
That's why the 2020 census
wants to make sure we're all counted.
Why is it so important?
Because the census helps inform how hundreds of billions of dollars will be spent each year for things like
new roads, health clinics,
even more school programs.
So make sure you're counted.
Because you count.
Shape your future. Start here. Learn more at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
There's something new in the oven at the Home Depot. Air fry, only in the Frigidaire Gallery Air Fry Electric Range. Satisfy your family's fried food craving with a healthier, tasty cooking alternative right in your oven. It also comes with self-clean, true convection, and a very tasty price, just $798. With up to 40% off appliance special buys, it's a good time to be a doer at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. See store for details. Valid through February 26th.
This weather update brought to you by the Cat's Den on Farmersville Road, Princeton. Food cooked to order and plate lunch specials on Sunday. You won't leave hungry.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast. Get on out and enjoy that sunshine today. Warming up to a high of 41 degrees. Tonight, clear skies and overnight low down to 24. Sunny, 49 the expected high by tomorrow. And partly cloudy, an overnight low of 33 by tomorrow night. Enjoy that sunshine today. Going to be a great day, just a little chilly. A high of 41 degrees.
You can always expect great things at Planters Bank. When we say expect great things, what we're really saying is Planters Bank is here to provide the financial services you need. Planters Bank believes in the strength